On the packaging artwork here, He-Man has a very noble and purposeful look. The look of a man on a serious mission to stop all evil. On the actual action figure though, I kind of laughed a bit at first because it kind of seems like he's got more of a sly and sneakier expression, like he's on a mission to pick up some women at the local tavern. Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toys Escapades channel in Malaysia. We just received our stocks of MOTU Masterverse Wave 4. Now, I kind of wasn't too crazy about this batch at first, but then I started to see more and more images of the new He-Man and Skeletor figures that came with this wave, and I was like, holy shit, these look really good. I have to say the colors and the fonts on the new Eternia logo here look very nice. There's just something that's very uplifting about the layout that just pulls me in. Like if I was feeling down, seeing this presentation would just cheer me up. The Masterverse packaging always has this premium feel thanks to the amazing exclusive artwork that you get with the boxes. Interestingly, although the term that's being thrown around for this figure is Viking He-Man, yet the term Viking is not mentioned anywhere on the package, right? And if you flip this thing around, it just says He-Man. Yeah, although this is a very different He-Man from the one that came in Wave 1. The back of the box has a very cinematic and painted action shot of He-Man standing ready to take on the forces of evil. And what a bunch of evil forces these are. You know, I'm not really sure if these creatures here have appeared in previous MOTU stories. Maybe you can let me know in the comment section. They kind of do look familiar. There's something here that kind of looks like, I don't know what this is. Alright, it just looks scary. There's one here that looks like a demon from the Critters movie, you know. Next to it is something that looks like a werewolf, and then this is one thing here with a long head that looks like a turnip with hair. Any of these guys look familiar to you guys? Let me know in the comment section. The description on the back of the box reads, "The most powerful man in the universe explores the world of Eternia, seeking to stop the sinister Skeletor from forging the scimitar of chaos. He can feel the twilight of the world coming." Whoa, that's deep, man. He can feel it in his bones. He must find the megalomaniacal madman. That was a mouthful. Megalomaniacal madman and put an end to his havoc once and for all. The fate of the universe demands it. Putting this new Viking He-Man side by side with a Wave 1 Revelation He-Man, you can see just how exquisite the new figure looks like by comparison. I mean, that Wave 1 He-Man frankly just looked a little bit too pale, like he was spending hours just soaking in a milk bath. And you know, the new one, the Viking He-Man figure, has a more tanned skin tone. It just looks so much better. Just about everything about this figure just looks so much better. It's like within the 1 year since the original Wave 1 Revelation figures first came out, the sculptors on this series really found their groove. Now, the work on the face sculpt is just fantastic. All jokes aside, I am totally digging the work that they've done here with the face, alright? At first, I kind of thought that maybe, you know, when you're looking at it straight on from the front, it was maybe leaning forward a little bit too much. But honestly, it's not a deal breaker. The first thing I always want to do is try and see if the helmets are removable. These are not. But you do get a lot of sculpted habits that's visible on the back here. And I just wonder if there's a fully sculpted He-Man head underneath the sealed helmet. But either way, it's fine if this thing stays on. The helmet looks great. All the details look fantastic. The emblem on the chest is something very different and mystical looking. It kind of looks like a symbol that you might find at some place that's totally zen, like a yoga retreat. You know, if you went into a yoga retreat, you might find symbols like these on the pathway or maybe even on the walls. He's also got all new Viking armored shoulder pads. Now, these have some nice detailing on them, and they help to make He-Man look just more buffed up, you know, more padded. Okay, now working our way down, the bracelet that's on the right arm has a design that's similar to what we've seen before on the other MOTU Masterverse He-Man figures. But the one that's on the left arm here, now this one has got all new sculpted bits, alright? Yeah, these look very nice. And also it's got some all new textured detailing all around the bracelet. Very nice. Similarly, the design that's on the belt buckle and the loincloth are of an entirely new design, and they also have a different textured feel to them as well. Overall, the costume elements to this figure have a whole lot of new parts and far less reused than I initially thought. The boots too have an all-new design and feel to them, and on the right boot is something of a first for the He-Man Masterverse body sculpts. There's an ankle holster for his dagger right there. Now this is a very cool touch. It's great that they decided to go the extra mile to incorporate this. On the back of the figure, the straps of the chest armor have been reworked to include a sheath for the sword. Fantastic, just another in the line of innovations that this figure has introduced. So you can see why it's been pretty hard for me to avoid picking him up. He's fantastic. But there's so much more. A wealth of accessories that come with the figure. Now the Viking He-Man gets an alternate vintage styled head. When images of this head sculpt first debuted online, there was an outcry from the community. Everyone seemed divided on it. But it seems that a picture isn't really always worth 1,000 words. Because then, this thing finally arrived in hand, and most have since agreed that it's one of the best ever He-Man face sculpts that's ever been made. And guys, I have to say that I do agree. Now this is what we can assume is the unmasked head once the Viking style helmet is off, and it's interesting that when you look at him, He-Man's eyes are in fact looking upwards, all right? He's not looking directly at you. It's like he knows you're there, all right? But he's like, yeah, I'll get to you in a while, all right? Just wait right there. I'll get to you soon. And then we have the power sword, and this thing looks very nice, all right? At first, I thought that this thing was maybe similar to the previous power sword that we got, but it's an entirely new design, all right? So let me just bring out that original power sword that came out in Wave 1. You can see that both the hilt and the blade sections are completely different, all right? It's great that we're getting different power swords with different versions of He-Man. I don't know if anyone's ever mentioned this, but from this angle, he kind of looks like a younger version of Joe Elliott, the lead singer from Def Leppard. Yeah, guys? And Def Leppard's got a new album coming out soon too. Okay, so the sword fits in the back here into the holder very nicely. And yeah, it's great that the He-Man figure can now do this. And then he comes with a dagger accessory. This thing is pretty nicely detailed. It's got a gold painted hilt. It's tiny, yeah, but it promises so much pain. So the dagger fits into the holster that's located at the right boot. Yeah, just slide it in there. It fits in very smoothly, just like a glove. And it's ready to be deployed whenever He-Man requires it to be. Now, they could have stopped right there, but they're giving us an axe accessory too. This thing's an all-new sculpt. It's pretty tiny looking, I gotta say, but it's got some very nice detailing. You see a lot of dented edges here. Yeah, this thing's been used, all right? It's been used to kill on the battlefield. But yeah, I did think that it was maybe a bit small. In fact, for a comparison, this thing's only slightly a little bit bigger than the axe that came with the Wave 1 Origins He-Man figure. But I guess it's not really about the size, but more of how you use it, right? Thankfully, he doesn't come with multiple sets of extra hands. He just comes with one extra set, and this one has both a fist hand and another hand that's a slapping hand. The slapping hand comes in handy for close contact combat. Yeah! And stay down! You know what, guys, with so many improvements introduced to the body sculpt, so many new accessories, useful accessories, and two great head sculpts, I gotta say that this figure right here is a contender for one of the best He-Man figures of the year. Probably one of the best action figures for this year. What do you guys think? Now, since I had the body for the Wave 9 Origins He-Man figure, I decided to use the alternate heads on this Masterverse set on both the Wave 9 figure and the Wave 1 Origins figure, and I think that they look fantastic. Okay, the Masterverse heads fit really well on the Origins sized bodies, and these look great. Okay, guys, can I get some comments? Let me know what you think. Okay guys, so that's the video. Let me know what you thought of it in the comment section. For me personally, I can't believe that we're getting this much quality for a standard sized Masterverse figure. Sometimes I keep complaining about how they're making all these deluxe Masterverse sets that don't really come with enough accessories to justify it. But with this set right here, you're getting two alternate head portraits and so many accessories. I would have thought that this would have been a deluxe scale figure, but instead you're getting it with a standard size figure, and that's fantastic. So thank you once again for joining me, and I'll catch all of you guys again real soon. Take care out there.